First, there was Tiny Epic Kingdoms, a fantasy-themed pocket-sized 4X style game that could be played in 30 minutes. Then there was Tiny Epic Defenders, a fantasy-themed pocket-sized co-op style game that could be played in 30 minutes. And now Gamelyn Games and designer Scott Alms is ready to introduce their next line in the Tiny Epic series, Tiny Epic Galaxies. Moving away from the fantasy theme, Tiny Epic Galaxies is a sci-fi themed game where you as the player must use your ships to explore the galaxy and try to colonize planets in order to help your overpopulated home galaxy. While Kingdoms is a 4X game and Defenders is a co-op game, Galaxies has more of a Euro feel to it as you try to accumulate resources and build an engine that will allow you to colonize planets and earn victory points. The goal of the game is to be the first player to get 21 victory points. The actions that you take on your turn are based on dice rolls. During your turn, you're going to roll a certain number of dice as determined by the influence level on your home galaxy card. After rolling the dice, you activate the dice in the order that you want. Each die consists of 6 actions. The first is move. This is where you can land one of your ships on the planet surface and activate the action listed on the planet card. Or land a ship on the colonization track of the planet, which can then be advanced in order to try and colonize the planet. The next action is energy. Energy is one of the resources you gain and spend over the course of the game. When you activate the energy side of the die, you gain 1 energy for each ship you have on the energy planet, whether it's the colonization track or the planet's surface. Next is culture. Culture is the other resource you gain and spend over the course of the game. When you activate the culture side of the die, you gain 1 culture for each ship you have on a culture planet, whether it's the colonization track or the planet's surface. Next is diplomacy. For one of your ships on a diplomacy colonization track, advance the ship by 1 space. If you get to the end of the track, remove all the ships on the planet, return them to the owner's home galaxy, then take the planet card and place it beneath your home galaxy card, giving you victory points and an additional action that can be used with the colony action. The next is economy. The economy action works the same way as the diplomacy action, except that you advance one of your ships on an economy colonization track. Finally is the colony action. The colony action allows you to activate any action on a planet that you've colonized or activate your home galaxy colony action, which is the ability to upgrade your galaxy. To upgrade your galaxy, spend the amount of energy or culture of your next level's cost. By doing this, you'll be able to unlock additional ships, have more dice to roll each turn, and earn additional victory points. Now some of you may be thinking, Marty, how can you call this a Euro when you're relying on the luck of dice rolls? Granted, the dice you roll determine the actions that are available to you on your turn. But if there's really an action you need to take, there are ways to mitigate the luck of your first roll. First, after you roll, you can re-roll any number of dice that you want. After that, you can spend 1 energy resource to make an additional roll. Second, you can place 2 unused dice onto the converter spaces of your galaxy card to change the face of another die to one of your choice. Lastly, on somebody else's turn, if they take an action you'd like to take, spend 1 culture resource to take that action on their turn. So getting to perform the actions you need isn't that difficult. It's the order that you take your actions that can make the biggest difference in this game. By being creative with the order of your actions, you can generate combos to maximize resource and victory point gains. Once you've taken all the action of your dice, play goes to the player on the left. Once a player reaches 21 points, play continues until it gets back to the first player of the game. At that point, the player with the most points wins the game. The base game is on Kickstarter for only $16. That is a great deal as you get custom dice, nice wooden pieces for all your ships and tokens, high quality cards for your home galaxies and planets, plus some great art. I have to give Scott Alms and Gamelyn Games a lot of credit for creating 3 very unique games in their Tiny Epic universe. Each game is easy to learn, quick to play, but has their own unique feel. With Tiny Epic Galaxies, you're going to get that light Euro feel as you race to develop your economy in order to expand your fleet and action pool. By doing so, you'll be able to colonize planets, gain victory points, and race towards victory.